Hello, it's Miss Julie from Miss Julie's Virtual Preschool and Crafts, and I'm here to share a story with you today. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, the book I chose today is called The Littlest Christmas Elf. Alistair, the elf, was excited. Today he was leaving for the North Pole. The whole village of elfin corners had come to say goodbye. Even the mayor was there. This year, Santa has sent for our merriest elf to join his workshop. We will miss Alistair's songs and stories. Santa needs the best, and Alistair is our very special elf. But when Alistair arrived at the North Pole, he didn't feel special at all. He was the littlest elf there. He was so tiny that the head elf couldn't find him a job. Alistair gave Alistair a wagon to build, but Alistair was too small to hammer. He gave him a dollhouse to paint, but Alistair couldn't reach the roof. He gave him some bears to stuff, but that didn't work either. He buried underneath them. The elf was in charge of the bears. Oh, look what happened. McCaffrey shook his head. Just 2 weeks until Christmas. We have so much work to do. Have to find you a job. Perhaps you can sweep. But even the broom was too big for Alistair, and the other elves began to laugh. Why, he's just a runt, said one elf. He poked to a friend and giggled. He's smaller than I am, said another, stuck his head out and his tongue. Absolutely useless, said a third. Santa should send him away. Alistair blinked his eyes quickly. I don't belong here, he thought. I'm even so little, even Santa won't like me. Then he pushed through the crowd and ran from the room. But Santa won't send me away, Alistair, because he will never see me. Alistair kept running until he found a perfect place to hide, behind the wood pile, in the back of the reindeer pen. My name is Nicholas, said an old elf, peering over the woodpile. What's yours? Alistair answered in a whisper. Nicholas shook his hand. I'm glad to know you. Would you like to help me with the reindeer? Oh, that's very nice. When Alistair nodded, quick Nicholas lifted him up to his shoulders, and the two of them chatted and sang while they fed and watered the reindeer. Alistair was so happy to find a friend that he returned to the reindeer pen the next day and the next. Nicholas never minded if Alistair asked questions, and he never told Alistair he was too small to help. While Nicholas cleared out the stalls, Alistair fed the reindeer's apples. While Nicholas brushed the reindeer's coat, Alistair plashed the harness bells, and all while he told Nicholas stories, and together they sang to the reindeer. But one morning, Nicholas was gone. Someone was hauling the water. Someone was cleaning the pen. Where is Nicholas? Alistair asked. Nicholas, indeed, said Grumpy Elf, who was busily switching pitchforks. He's up at the big house. No, go away. I have work to do. A big house? Where Santa lives. Nicholas must be sick. But he must be very sick if he's staying with Santa. And then he thought of his friend in that big, scary house. But he didn't sleep. He was worried about Nicholas, and he missed him so much, he knew he'd have to go see him. So the next morning, Alistair packed a basket of fruit and started for a visit. But the nearer he got, the slower his steps became. Finally, he stopped completely behind a Christmas tree in Santa's front yard. His heart was beating loudly. Suddenly the door flew open. Alistair was more frightened than ever. He heard footsteps. He buried his head under his arms. The footsteps came closer. Someone jiggled his foot. Hey there. You're not hurt, are you? Alistair sent me out a long breath. It was Nicholas. Alistair scurried out. Well, I've missed you. How are my reindeer? The week before Christmas is so busy. I don't have time to take care of them. Come inside and talk to me. Before Alistair could say a word, his friend had hoisted him onto his shoulders and began walking towards the house. No, I can't go in there. Put me down. And he wiggled and squirmed so much that the old elf did. Can't go in where? Alistair pointed toward the house. And why not? Because Santa won't like me and he'll send me home. Why would he do that? Said Nicholas. Because I'm little. I can't do anything right. And the old elf interrupted. Why, that's nonsense. You're a big help to me. In fact, I have a special job just for you. Special job? For me? Exactly. You're coming with me. This year when I make my deliveries. Deliveries? The toys to the children on Christmas Eve, said Nicholas. You'll see, it's a long trip and I get lonely. But you could come along with me. You're so small, you'll fit in the sleigh. And you could tell me stories and we could sing songs just like we do in the reindeer pen. Alice's mouth dropped open. His eyes got big and round. Then you're Santa Claus? His friend bowed, also known as St. Nicholas. Alistair began to back away. Then he stopped and grinned. But I'm not afraid of you. I'm glad, said the old elf. Will you come with me on my Christmas Eve? Oh, yes, said Alistair. And that's exactly what he did. It was the best Christmas Eve ever with Alistair and Santa he ever had. Oh, friends, that was a nice story, and I hope you enjoyed The Littlest Christmas Elf. And if you want to add it to your collection, you can click the link below and share this story with your family. Come back again next time for another craft or video from Ms. Julie's Virtual Preschool and Crafts. And you can check out my other crafts I've done this month.